15 fading bands that really should retire right now. Some bands know when to take their final bow. Others keep touring long after the magic has faded. When original members leave, voices change, and ticket sales shrink. The question becomes obvious. These are 15 classic bands that really should retire right now. Number 15, The Beach Boys. The group that invented California surf rock sold over 100 million records worldwide, but the current touring version barely resembles the band that created Good Vibrations and God Only Knows. Brian Wilson, the genius behind their harmonies, announced his retirement from performing in May 2024 due to declining cognitive health. Dennis Wilson drowned in 1983. Carl Wilson died of cancer in 1998. What remains is Mike Love's version of the band, which Al Jardine refuses to join. Love owns the touring rights and continues playing casinos and state fairs with a rotating cast of musicians. Bruce Johnston, who joined in 1965, still appears, but he wasn't part of the original lineup. Critics have savaged recent performances for lacking the vocal blend that defined their legacy. When your founding creative force can no longer perform due to dementia, continuing under the same name feels less like tribute and more like trademark exploitation. Number 14, Chicago. 23 gold and platinum albums made Chicago one of the best-selling American bands of all time. Their signature horn-driven sound dominated the 70s, and Peter Cetera's ballads conquered the 80s. But Cetera left in 1985 and has repeatedly refused reunion offers. Terry Kath, their virtuoso guitarist who Jimi Hendrix admired, died in 1978. Original drummer Danny Seraphine was fired in 1990. Walter Parazider and James Pankow, both founding horn players, retired from touring. Today's Chicago features only Robert Lamb and Lee Loch Nine from the original lineup. The rest are hired musicians recreating studio arrangements. Without Cetera's distinctive tenor, on hits like Hard to Say I'm Sorry and You're the Inspiration, the band performs karaoke versions of their own catalog. Lamb is 79 years old. The magic that made Chicago revolutionary, the jazz rock fusion with pop sensibilities, cannot be replicated by replacement players reading charts. I'm still trying to shake it. Number 13, Journey. Don't Stop Believin' became the most downloaded song from the 20th century, with over 7 million digital sales. Journey sold 75 million albums worldwide during their peak years, with Steve Perry at the microphone. But Perry stopped touring in 1987, and after a brief recording return in the mid-90s, he officially left by the late 1990s. The current lineup features Arnel Pineda, a Filipino singer discovered on YouTube in 2007, whose voice remarkably resembles Perry's range. He's talented. He's also not Steve Perry. The bigger problem is internal warfare. She took to midnight train going anywhere. Guitarist Neil Schon and keyboardist Jonathan Cain have been locked in public feuds since 2022, fighting over American Express cards, social media accounts, and financial control. Original bassist Ross Valerie was fired in 2020 and sued the band. When founding members are suing each other while a tribute singer performs Steve Perry's parts, the journey should probably end. Schon and Cain seem more interested in controlling the brand than preserving its dignity. Number 12, Styx. What is in your hand? I'll be missing you. Come Sail Away, Renegade, and Mr. Roboto defined arena rock in the late 70s and early 80s. Styx sold over 54 million albums worldwide and headlined stadiums across America. But co-founder Dennis DeYoung, who sang Laid on most of their biggest hits, was effectively fired in 1999 after developing chronic fatigue syndrome that affected his ability to perform and caused severe light sensitivity. He never returned. I need your love to see me through, yeah. Tommy Shaw and James Young have led the band since, replacing DeYoung's theatrical tenor with Lawrence Gowan. DeYoung spent 2 decades publicly requesting reconciliation. The band refused. He continued performing Styx material solo, proving his voice remained strong well into his 70s.
I'm not a hero, I'm not a savior, forget what you know.
Meanwhile, the touring Styx plays those same songs without the voice that made them famous. DeYoung is now 77 and has stopped asking. The window for an authentic reunion closed years ago. What remains is a cover band with 2 original guitarists collecting appearance fees. Before we get to the top 12, which of these bands surprised you most? Were you a huge fan back in the day? Drop a comment and let us know where you're watching from. Number 11, The Temptations. Motown's greatest male vocal group earned 43 top 40 hits and 4 Grammy Awards across 6 decades. My Girl, Ain't Too Proud to Beg, and Papa Was a Rollin' Stone remain soul music's foundation. But time has claimed every original member except Otis Williams. David Ruffin died in 1991. Eddie Kendricks died in 1992. Paul Williams died in 1973. Melvin Franklin died in 1995. What tours today is Otis Williams, now 83 years old with 4 replacement singers.
Don't leave me, girl. Now I've heard a cry.
Williams deserves credit for maintaining quality control, hiring skilled vocalists who respect the legacy. The current group sounds professional and polished, but watching octogenarian Williams, the one original member, surrounded by men young enough to be his grandchildren creates an uncomfortable spectacle. He's been performing for 63 years. The Temptations' legacy is secure. Williams could retire knowing he honored every fallen brother. Instead, the brand continues because the brand makes money.
What can make me feel this way, my girl?
Number 10, The Four Tops.
Feel the pressure, your back up against the wall. Love is getting on you. You're just a...
Levi Stubbs' baritone powered 24 top 40 hits, including Reach Out, I'll Be There and I Can't Help Myself. The Four Tops' remarkable stability, the same 4 members from 1953 to 1997, made them Motown's most consistent lineup. Then, Lawrence Payton died in 1997. Ronaldo Benson died in 2005. Levi Stubbs, debilitated by strokes, stopped performing in 2000 and died in 2008. Only Duke Fakir remained, carrying the name with replacement singers for another 15 years. Fakir finally retired in January 2023 at age 88, but the group didn't stop. Today's Four Tops features Ronnie McNear, Lawrence Payton Jr., Harold Bonhart, and Alexander Morris. None are original members. Zero? The name continues because Fakir transferred the rights before stepping away. This isn't a legacy act anymore. It's a franchise. When every single founding member is either dead or retired, the ethical justification for continuation becomes impossible to defend. Number 9, Foreigner. I Want to Know What Love Is and Waiting for a Girl Like You dominated adult contemporary radio throughout the 80s. Foreigner sold over 80 million records with Mick Jones's guitar work and Lou Gramm's powerful vocals defining their arena rock sound.
This mountain I must climb.
Graham left in 2003 due to ongoing health issues and creative differences. Original keyboardist Al Greenwood departed in 1980. Ian MacDonald, co-founder and multi-instrumentalist, died in February 2022. Now Mick Jones himself has retired from touring due to Parkinson's disease. The current farewell tour features 0 original members performing. Kelly Hansen has sung lead since 2005, and the band finally announced their final tour for 2024-2025. It's the right decision, but it came years too late. When Jones first reduced his touring appearances due to declining health, that was the moment to stop. Instead, Foreigner continued as a heritage act, trading on familiar songs. The farewell tour is less a celebration than an admission that the band outlived its own identity. Before we continue, which band brings back the strongest memories for you? Did you see any of these groups in their prime? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Number 8. Lynyrd Skynyrd.
Sweet home Alabama. Lord, I'm coming home.
The 1977 plane crash that killed Ronnie Van Zant, Steve Gaines, and Cassie Gaines should have ended Southern rock's greatest band. Instead, the survivors reformed in 1987 with Ronnie's brother Johnny Van Zant handling vocals. Guitarist Gary Rossington, the last original member still touring, carried the connection to Freebird and Sweet Home Alabama for another 36 years.
You do this for my son, if you can.
Then Rossington died in March 2023 following heart surgery. 0 original members remain. The band announced a Last of the Street Survivors farewell tour in 2018. Then they kept touring anyway. Now they continue with no one who played on those iconic 70s albums. Johnny Van Zant sounds like his brother. The songs still rock. But Lynyrd Skynyrd without a single original member is a tribute act with legal rights to the name. Rossington's death was the obvious endpoint. The band disagreed. The circus continues because the circus pays. Number 7. REO Speedwagon. Keep on Loving You and Can't Fight This Feeling made REO Speedwagon adult contemporary radio staples throughout the 80s. High Infidelity sold over 10 million copies in the United States alone, spending 15 weeks at number 1 in 1981. Kevin Cronin first joined the band in 1972, left in 1973, then returned in 1976 to become its defining voice across 5 decades. Original keyboardist Neil Doughty retired in 2023 after 56 years. Bassist Bruce Hall has battled health issues. The band announced their Last Call farewell tour for 2024, acknowledging what audiences have observed for years. Cronin is now 73 years old. The powerhouse vocals that defined their ballads have inevitably aged. Unlike bands stubbornly refusing to acknowledge decline, REO Speedwagon made the dignified choice to end on their own terms. The farewell tour gives fans closure while the principals can still perform respectably. Other aging arena acts should take notes. There's honor in knowing when the song should end. Number 6. The Commodores.
Every beat of my heart.
Motown's premier funk soul group of the 70s earned 3 #1 hits with 3 Times a Lady, Still, and Night Shift. Then Lionel Richie left for solo stardom in 1982 and became one of the decade's biggest artists without them. The Commodores continued with reduced commercial success, never recapturing the momentum Richie's departure took with him. Original members Thomas McClary and Ronald LaPret eventually left. Milan Williams died in 2006. Today's Commodores feature Walter Clyde Orange and William King from the original lineup, making them more authentic than many legacy acts. Orange handles lead vocals capably, but the elephant in the room weighs 100 million solo album sales. Every Commodores concert invites comparison to what Lionel Richie became without them. They've spent 42 years answering questions about someone who isn't there. The music remains solid. The shadow of their most famous former member remains suffocating. Sometimes the better story is knowing when your chapter concluded.
Talk to me so you can see what's going on.
Number 5. Kansas.
Well, nothing lasts forever but the earth and sky.
Carry On Wayward Son and Dust in the Wind became classic rock radio immortals, representing progressive rock's most accessible moments. Kansas sold over 15 million albums before lineup. Changes fractured the original chemistry. Kerry Livgren, who wrote their biggest hits, left for a Christian music career in 1983. Steve Walsh, the distinctive lead vocalist, departed in 2014 after 40 years. Only guitarist Richard Williams and drummer Phil Ehart remain from the original lineup, though Ehart has faced significant health challenges. Ehart Hart underwent medical procedures in 2023 that temporarily sidelined him from touring. The current vocalist, Ronnie Platt, competently handles Walsh's demanding parts, but Kansas now functions as a two originals operation backed by hired musicians. Phil E. Hart is 74. Richard Williams is 73. The band's progressive ambitions long ago gave way to greatest hits tours. When your founding drummer needs health-related breaks and your signature voice has been gone for a decade, the point of continuation becomes purely commercial.
All the earth, dust in the wind.
Number 4. America. A Horse with No Name and Ventura Highway defined early 70s soft rock with their acoustic, textures, and CSN-influenced harmonies. America sold over 50 million albums worldwide as a trio. Then Dan Peek departed in 1977 for Christian music and died in 2011. Jerry Beckley and Dewey Bunnell have continued as a duo for nearly 50 years, outlasting their years as a complete unit.
Love me from the patient start, I'll be with you.
They still tour regularly, though venues have shrunk considerably from arena headliners to performing arts centers. Beckley and Bunnell remain the two originals, which gives them more authenticity than many legacy acts. Their harmonies still blend beautifully, but the catalog they're performing is now 50 years old, and the audience attending is aging with them. The nostalgia circuit treats them kindly, but A Horse with No Name in 2024 invites diminishing returns. Two-thirds of America still functions. Whether functioning justifies continuing depends on definitions of necessity. Sometimes the desert goes on too long.
Just can't live without you. Can't you see it in my eyes?
Number 3. Starship.
Underneath the bar, who rides the wrecking ball?
The evolution from Jefferson Airplane to Jefferson, Starship to Starship represents rock's strangest identity crisis. Grace Slick's psychedelic vocals on White Rabbit and Somebody to Love built the original legend. By the time We Built This City hit number 1 in 1985, the band had transformed into corporate pop rock with Mickey Thomas at the microphone. Slick retired in 1988. Paul Kantner died in 2016. Marty Balin died in 2018. The connections to anything remotely Jefferson dissolved completely. Mickey Thomas has led Starship since 1979, making him a 45-year veteran of various iterations. But Thomas wasn't part of Jefferson Airplane. He wasn't part of Jefferson Starship's early years. He joined when the band was already mutating toward pop. Today's Starship features Thomas and hired musicians performing Nothing's Gonna Stop Us Now at state fairs. The band that once represented San Francisco's counterculture revolution now represents oldies nostalgia. The irony of We Built This City being performed by hired hands in corporate venues would make Grace Slick cringe. We're almost at the end. Which of these bands would you actually still pay to see live? Drop your answer below. Number 2, Little River Band. Australia's most successful soft rock export earned 6 consecutive platinum albums in America during the late 70s. Reminiscing, Lonesome Loser, and Cool Change became adult contemporary staples, with Glenn Shorrock's distinctive vocals leading the way. The original members, including Shorrock, Graham Goebel, and B. Birtles, created a catalog that still populates soft rock playlists 4 decades later.
Have you heard about the Lonesome Loser? He's a loser.
Then Wayne Nelson took over in the mid-80s, and everything got complicated. Today's Little River Band features 0 original members, not 1. Nelson, who joined as bassist in 1980 and assumed leadership, owns the touring rights and has assembled completely different musicians to perform the hits. Original members Shorrock, Goebel, and Birtles toured separately as Little River Band. Beginnings, before legal battles complicated everything. The The situation represents legacy act exploitation at its most extreme. Audiences buying tickets for nostalgic reasons see a band with no connection to the recordings they love except publishing rights. It's karaoke with lawyers.
Another special feeling when you're out on the sea alone.
Number 1. Survivor. Eye of the Tiger spent 6 weeks at number 1 in 1982 and became the decade's most recognizable pump-up anthem. Rocky III's training montage made the song inescapable, selling millions and earning a Grammy nomination. The band scored additional hits with The Search Is Over and Burning Heart from Rocky IV. Then, lineup changes, legal battles, and fading commercial interest reduced them to casino circuit regulars. Jim Peterick, who co-founded the band and co-wrote their biggest hits, left in 1996. Guitarist Frankie Sullivan, who co-founded Survivor in 1977, owns the band's name and continues touring with various singers and hired musicians. Original vocalist Dave Bickler has departed and returned multiple times. The current lineup features Sullivan as the sole connection to the Eye of the Tiger era. Survivor now exists entirely to perform one song at corporate events and county fairs. They've survived as a nostalgia act trading on a single movie montage from 42 years ago. The Tiger's Eye has definitely stopped burning.